Hello and welcome to the program. Rich and Laurie are originally from Chicago and the surrounding suburbs. They relocated to South Florida in 2010, and they have been active in the area, enjoying a climate that allows for more pleasurable year-round recreation and activities. Let's see and/or hear what Rich and Laurie in South Florida have to share with us about where to go and what to do.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of the Rich and Laurie in South Florida podcast and YouTube channel. I'm Rich, by name only.
I must be Laurie.
That she is. And this is episode 9. We're so excited, and first of all, want to thank you for all of your input and comments about doing individual episodes instead of putting a lot of them together and making them all in one episode that you kind of have to sort through. So we've got another exciting episode today about our recent airboat trip.
Yes, we went to a little place called Immokalee, which is not so little, but the lake was called Lake Trafford.
Lake Trafford.
Right. What do we know about Lake Trafford?
I don't know, but what we do know about airboats, and especially this ride, is it's a lot different than the ones we've taken in the Everglades. This one was actually on an open lake, and it was really fun. Different than an Everglades trip, so if you've been on Everglades airboat rides, you should try this one too. I think you'll like it a lot better. We certainly did.
Yeah, I have a few notes about Lake Trafford. It's 1,500 acres. You know, I'm the researcher.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
The number one staff researcher.
That's right. That's only one staff.
Well, 2 if you count me. So 2 staff, and you would be
the number 2 staff researcher.
The researcher staff person.
Gotcha. So there's aquatic vegetation consisting of cattail, lotus, and eelgrass, and then the fish include largemouth bass, black crappie, bluegill, sunfish, and bullheads. And you know, this lake is not fed by anything other than rainwater, so it was down quite a bit. They showed us how far down it was compared to the water line. Yeah,
it's funny, we got all the rain up here, and it's one of the first things they said when we got there is we didn't get any of the rain that you got, so the lake is still down quite a bit.
Yeah, how'd we get there?
Boy, that's a question you asked me. I can't refer to the GPS. I just said put in Lake Trafford, and it got us there.
Yeah, you just go on 80 and then go south. I think, wasn't it Helms Road or something?
I think it was Helms Road. Easy to find on the map.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Also at Lake Trafford, especially the place we stayed, a place called Alligators and Airboats, they also have boat rentals. They mentioned boat rentals. You can rent a pontoon boat. That's kind of fun. They have public boat ramps. If you want to bring your own boat, you can do that. And one of the neat things is that they have a public park with a public boat ramp. So if you bring your own boat to go fishing, you can launch it at that public park boat ramp.
Yeah, and the store was really nice too. It had a lot of shirts and snacks and water, restrooms. The guy who runs it is as much old Florida as you can get. He loves to keep the store the old southern look, and he's got a nice big beard and he's really friendly. I'm sure he has tons of stories that he could share with you over time.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the other places here. They're really reminiscent of the times. They take you back in time. It's not like being in a big city. And inside the store, naturally they sell bait. You don't have to bring your own bait. They have a couple of mounted fish, and this largemouth bass that was on the wall really caught my eye, and I think we're going to go back there fishing and just rent a boat from them and try our luck.
Yeah, on the porch there were lots of parrots, and then they have a little display of snakes and lizards, I think, and a few things, but the parrots, they were trying to get them to sing happy birthday.
Yeah.
Apparently they'll do that or say happy birthday, but I think what happened is we kept saying happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, and we never gave them a chance to talk. So they didn't.
That sounds familiar. Oh, sorry. Anyway, we said, what did we say that they kept saying back? Hello. We said hello, they said hello. It's like you're talking to someone.
Yeah. Well, the place will take credit cards or cash, and you call and make a reservation, and you don't pay till you get there. Right.
There were the birds, the parrots that you mentioned on the porch, and there were also a lot of birds that we saw during our airboat ride through actually what the driver did, Kenny, he was great at doing this. He kind of hugged the shoreline, and that's where we saw all the alligators that we're going to talk about in just a minute. And we actually saw an eagle just this majestic eagle up in the tree. I guess you had to see that thing to appreciate it. Out in the outdoors, and this big bird sitting up there all by itself. We'll let Kenny, what's his name? Kenny Rogers, as a matter of fact. Kenny will tell us here about the different types of birds that they had there.
The first little blue bird with the white on its neck was the tricolored heron. We saw the roseate spoonbill, which is the pink bird, spoon-looking beak. The purple gallinoo, the candy corn-looking beak, real wide feet. We saw the snowy egret, white bird, black beak, black legs, yellow feet. Let's see, what else did we see?
We saw something on the top of
the great blue heron.
Yeah.
Great blue heron, massive bird. I tell all the kids they're pterodactyls. They love
and then
it.
something that had a nest way up on top. Wasn't that
And then the anhinga. The anhinga was the real long, flexible neck, real sharp, pointy beak.
Didn't we see an eagle too?
And then we saw the eagle in the palm tree.
Yeah. All right, thanks. It was a great ride. Thank
Good.
you. Well, that was really informative. I could never remember all those names of those birds.
No, and some of them...
I didn't give him any notice either. I said, hey, tell us what birds we saw today. So he had to do it off the top of his head.
Yeah, that was kind of nice. You just stuck the microphone and camera up in front of him and said, tell us about the birds. That was cool.
Yeah, well, what did you think about the airboats? There was probably 5 or 6 different airboats there.
Yeah, they were all relatively small. Again, the ones that we've taken in the Everglades would hold 15 or 20 people. These were like maybe 6 or 8 seaters at the most. We had 5 people in it very comfortably. They go about 30 to 40 miles an hour. And I was interested to hear that the one that we rode in, the one that Kenny took us out in, had a 454 cubic inch Chevy motor. It was kind of muffled. It wasn't straight pipes from a manifold out the end of the pipe, so you could hear yourself think when you were in the airboat. It was just a very nice ride. And if you've never been on an airboat, it's amazing. They don't have a channel that they go through all the time. They actually make their own channel, and they just go where they want to go. They have plastic bottoms on them, so they can go over all these weeds and the brush and some of the stumps and things, and it really doesn't disrupt the motion of the airboat at all. It just rides on top of them, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll share with you just a little bit of a clip here of a video going through the reeds. I was really surprised when you're able to go right over the sticks, like we showed in that video just now. You look like you're going to hit something and you just glide right over.
Yeah, there were alligators galore. I mean, everybody I think comes to South Florida, especially in our experience. We've told you before, we've come from Homestead, and we had kind of privileged access to the Everglades, and we saw a lot of alligators. But on this day, on this airboat ride, Kenny took us to a place where they were like everywhere. There were just alligators everywhere, and he actually had to slow the airboat down so as not to run them over. Although if you did accidentally hit them, it would just push them down to the bottom, and then they would come back up after the airboat went by.
Right, because there's no engine on the back. It's all up in the air.
Yeah, that's right. The airboat, hence airboat, like airplane, airboat. I'd say these alligators were relatively small ones compared to the ones we've seen. These were all 3, 4, 5 footers down in the Everglades. They're 8, 10, and 12. But I guess next year these will be a little bigger because these were all the younger ones.
People are always afraid, well, I'm not going to go on an airboat ride because I'm afraid the alligators are going to jump in the airboat. I don't think that's probably ever happened.
No, I keep saying that alligators are kind of like dogs. They're more afraid of them they're more afraid of you than you are of them. And they'll kind of cower when you're in the area. Unless you trap them, then I think they would get aggressive. I want to take a minute here. I almost forgot to mention our sponsor.
I know.
Our paying sponsor.
Halo Genealogy.
Halo Genealogy Services. Contact Tamara Halo, that's her name. She has a genealogy service and a way of tracing your ancestry that's incredible. She did mine, and she's finding out things about my grandfather and grandmother that I never knew, and it is so interesting. because they came over from Germany, and she went back and traced their ancestry, sent me a copy of their marriage license from 1908. She's incredible. It's very, I say it's relatively inexpensive, but she also has an online class that lets you do it yourself if you want, and you just follow along, and she gives you all the resources. But anyway, contact Tamara. She's really cool to work with. Tamara at Halo Genealogy Services.
That's right. You can look at the email address down below and the phone number.
Okay, and while I'm making all of this noise here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on this video. So you subscribe to this YouTube channel, and the next time we do one of these, you won't have to just find out by accident. You'll actually get a notice from YouTube that tells you there's another episode of it.
I know, and the next one that we're filming later this week, we can't talk about it though. It's a secret.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite a surprise. It's one of the first times that we're hoping to do a restaurant, and it's one that's extremely unique, and we can't wait to share it with you.
Yeah, it's a very popular gathering place in the area.
All right, back. Do you know where we're filming now?
Well, yeah, can you see this over our shoulders? This is the fountain at the entrance to our development here in Alva, Florida. Everybody says, where the hell is Alva, Florida? Well, it's right next to Fort Myers. And this is
River Hall.
River Hall and the entrance to Cascades and River Hall. Our development is up the road maybe 2 miles. And what you can't see off camera is that we came here today by golf cart. We didn't even drive the Jeep today, so we got spoiled and got ourselves a golf cart.
So I guess we should go back to the alligators and airboats.
Yeah, I was surprised. Did you see any turtles on this trip?
No.
I didn't either. I hate to say we're tired of seeing alligators, but we both like turtles. If you saw our decor in the house, there's a few turtles on the wall. Pictures of turtles, I should say. We put them there just for the shell of it.
There's
terrible.
If you're trying to save money, I think they have a little line card at the inside the place that has a $5 off coupon, and I saw some of the neighboring tourism magazines that you can pick up at the hotels has a $5 off coupon for the airboat and alligator. You remember those pond apples that they showed us?
Yeah, we went with 3 other people. 2 of them introduced us to what are called pond, P-O-N-D, apples.
They're from Guyana.
From Guyana. The couple that was with us was from Guyana, and they recognized pond apples. We had never seen them before. We actually opened one, and did you taste it?
No, I'm chicken.
I didn't taste it. Well, it all tastes like chicken.
Yeah, Kenny was kind enough to open it up, and we tried several attempts to get one off the tree, and we were trying to get a ripe one, but even the ripe ones I think are pretty hard.
That's when we were reminded that airboats don't go backwards. There's no reverse. They have 3 different switches, on, off, and go. That's all they do. And we went past this tree, so we had to make a big circle around to go back to the tree and hope we grabbed it on the way by.
Apparently the Indians used to eat pond apples in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got caught in the rain. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, we were on the total other side of the lake, and a storm blew up, and we got caught in it and rode all the way back across the lake in the rain. But here in South Florida, when it's 80 and 90 degrees, you just stand out in the sun for a while with the wind blowing, and you dry off pretty quickly. But it was an experience. We all got soaked and kind of made our trip a little more memorable.
What else do you? We saw lots of alligators.
You see us checking our notes? When I'm talking, she's checking her notes. When she's talking, I'm checking my notes.
Does your note say make dinner?
My dad, no. Yes, it does for about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Start dinner, it said. All right, well, I'm at the end of all of mine.
I know, I think that's it. We talked about alligators, Old Florida. Oh, yes, they do provide hearing protection. In case you were wondering about that, there's headsets that they give you that you can wear.
Yeah, so you can basically just come out here. You don't have to bring anything. There's water available. You can take water on the boat, but the ride was, I think, an hour.
Right.
Yeah, and it's extremely well worth it. It's something to try, especially if you're having relatives come down to visit you. Great place to take them.
Definitely.
Alligator and Airboats, that's the name, right? And the
right.
lake was Lake Trafford.
Right, and we'll put the phone number down below so you can call them and make your reservation.
All right, so that's the wrap on episode 9. What do you think? We done?
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Later.
thank you for watching and/or listening to Rich and Laurie in South Florida. We hope you have enjoyed the program and that you will come back for the next episode to learn more about where to go and what to do when your travels bring you to tropical South Florida. If you would like to sponsor this program and get special attention on your place of business, you can contact Rich and Laurie in South Florida at 630-642-6500. That's 630-642-6500.